Hey, welcome to the Artist Management Circle and welcome to week one, defining your brand. I'm so glad you're here. Let's just jump right in and get started, okay? We're going to kick things off by talking about one of the most important but highly overlooked subjects when it comes to just about everyone starting out, branding. Some never get it, but the lucky few who do grasp the importance of branding live on to reap the incredible benefits. And we're going to learn that here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk about me. I'm going to tell you why I'm qualified to talk about this kind of stuff, why I'm qualified to talk to you about branding and marketing. Then I'm going to tell you about the circle. We're going to talk about some housekeeping. Then we'll get into the first lesson, what branding really is. We'll do some wrap up and we'll talk about how to submit questions, and then we'll move on. All right. So about me, I am TT the manager, as everyone calls me. I'm a multifaceted artist manager, veteran marketer, and music industry professional. I have experience in several industries spanning marketing, sales, mobile networking, cannabis, music, all kinds of stuff. That's why I am they call me multifaceted. All of those things there. So I've started out in marketing 20 years ago in experiential marketing, where you learn how to put things up. And then I went into learning how things are placed and how companies pay for the things that they pay for, the things that they actually care about when it comes to marketing and numbers. And then I've done social media, content strategy marketing, all kinds of marketing. I've been on some of the apps when they first started, like Facebook. I was in Facebook really, really early. I beta tested TikTok. I was one of the first people on Snapchat. I've seen the rise and fall of so many different social media platforms. I have one of those under 1 million numbers on Threads. I have done it. I've used to when I first started. I've actually done, even when it says to tech. I've A&R scouted. I've worked for a distribution company where I've scouted artists, signed artists, onboarded them, took their metadata, put it into our distribution system. Then when new releases were coming out, we distributed those. All kinds of stuff, technology. I've learned how to build algorithms back in the 90s when I first started programming on with a language called BASIC. I've done SQL programming, which is the database programming that uses a lot of spreadsheets, uses like Google spreadsheets and Excel. You can extract data from Power BI, which is Microsoft's proprietary software or programming language to extract data from Excel spreadsheets. And my gosh, there's so many, like all the way to Python, where you code the coding that's in the back end of the algorithms that run our social media. And the way everywhere hear say the word algorithms, I've learned how to code those so that I can understand those better. So lots and lots and lots of experience. That's just the short. That's the short version. So that's TT, the manager. So about the circle. So I'm always getting requests for management and people asking to pick my brain, and I can't manage everyone and I can't pick everyone's brain all the time or let people come pick my brain all the time for free. So, and a lot of artists asking for management, ask for management, don't really need it. So, in order to help, I created the circle to give you the tools and support from a manager without having a manager. So, what it is, it's 10 weeks of lessons. They're weekly lessons. You get support via email and DM. You get tools and resources. What it is not a management at all. It's not a management contract. I am not your manager. Please don't reach out to me asking me for support to help you get your bookings. And for management type stuff, don't send people my way. For that kind of stuff, I'm not your manager. Also, it's not a miracle. You have to do the work. You have to show up and put in the effort to get the results. All right. So that leads me into the housekeeping. So housekeeping for those on demand, for you joining me online, for those of us joining online, here are some few housekeeping notes that will ensure your success in the circle. These are self-paced, on-demand lessons. You can watch them more than one time. Please watch them more than one time. I'm not going to know if you watch them more than one time. There's no way to alert that to me. So don't be afraid to watch them more than one time. I would encourage that. Each week builds on the next, so take your time. This foundational week, this is a week of foundations where you're going to be doing branding work that you have not done before. So take your time, do that work, because I promise you, when you do the branding work, it helps you exponentially in the future. Once again, take your time. Do not rush through this. It may seem like, well, I know about branding. You do not know about branding. Do the work. Once again, do the work. It is tempting to rush through, but I have built this specifically so that this lesson can build upon the next lesson, and the next lesson builds upon the next. And that is how this works. They're layered. All right. Worksheets are located in each lesson. When you're in the lesson, at the bottom, there's an attachment with the worksheets there. Email or DM me your questions, and please share, please share with everyone that you're in the circle. Let everyone know that you're in the artist management circle. Let them know all the wonderful things that you're learning. Tag me, mention me, let me know that you're doing a great job, but do not share these slides and worksheets with the public. These are for you in the circle and not for the general public. I have things that I put out for the general public, and when I want the general public to see them, I will put them out as part of your agreement for taking this course. Do not share the slides. All right. Now that that's out the way, oh, and email me. If email me your questions, DM me your questions and comments at theartistmanagementcircle@gmail.com. All right. Lesson time. What a brand really is. So the technical definition of branding is a name, term, design, symbol, or any other feature that identifies one's good or services from those of another, the thing that distinguishes you from another. But people overcomplicate branding. They think it's this huge thing that's untouchable, that's going to take years and years and years to accomplish, when it's really not. Your branding is really just the feeling that people get, and then the feeling and impression they get when they encounter your work. It's the energy you give off before you ever say a word. Those things are your branding. So when you're thinking about your branding, you're thinking, how do you want people to feel when they land on your profile page, or they see you, or they see your logo, or they see branding from you, that your colors, things like that. All right, so we're going to start off with a personal branding exercise. So I want you to sit here and I want you to think, what are 2 or 3 words you associate with your brand? So you can pause this and think about that. Come up with 2 or 3 words you associate with your brand. All right, I'll give you a minute. Now, visit your primary social media account. Look at it. Look at it like a stranger. Does it convey what you were thinking? Be honest. Think about those words, those 2 or 3 words you thought about that associated with your branding. Look at your social media account. Do they match? No, they probably don't. That's okay. That's why you're here. And it looks like you have some work to do. And this is the work we're going to do. We're going to complete the Artist Identity Worksheet. We're going to think about ways you can amplify your branding. And then before you share your next piece of content over the next week, I want you to do these things. Before you share your next piece of content, think about how that content aligns with your branding, the branding that you're trying to present to the world. Do this for each piece of content that you're planning to present over the next week. And that will be the exercise you need to get you prepared for week 2, which is visual identity and storytelling. All right. See you in week 2. Peace.